patriotic, and it has changed my life. I'm a fan of his ever since. I love this collection. Of his most legendary supermodels and more. The four queens of the runway. Fashion, New York Fashion Week is right around the corner. Librarian tonight, and that's because I came to read a bitch. Jaja's Atelier, bitch.
And throughout it all, we will, in the words of Jason Terrence Phillips, better known as Jadakiss or Jay to the Moi, be outside.
What you just saw was history being made. That was a clip from Zoron Mandami's inauguration and swearing in. Of course, he quoted hip-hop icon Jadakiss, who was one of my favorites. Listen, but before we get into all of that, honey, how was everybody's holiday? Also, welcome back to my A1 Day Ones. Welcome to all my new subscribers. We got a few since the last episode. Shout out to y'all. How was everybody's holiday, honey? Oh, and if you're a new viewer, make sure you like and subscribe. And can y'all run my shit up? Because, honey, a sister girl is trying to get monetized in 2026, so I can be with y'all full time. Yeah, help a sister out. Anyway, listen, my holiday was quiet. My mother, however, did have a New Year's Day brunch, darling. And listen, my mom is very down to earth, very, very, just whoever, it doesn't matter. But honey, when it comes to her throwing an event, she is very, I give you Paris in the spring. I think it's really, really cute. I love when she, I get the fool out loud from her, honey. As well as my grandma Ruthie. And but I helped out a lot. Your parents get older and they still want to do the same things, but they don't have the same kind of get up and go, which my mom does really, really good for almost 80. But listen, honey, the food was so sumptuous. We had macaroni and cheese. We had jerk pork, curry chicken, jerk chicken, rice, potato salad, some kind of apple dessert, which was really, really good. Listen, we had a bunch of people over. We celebrated Kwanzaa. We talked about how we could improve the Black community. Also, I want to send a huge shout out to my niece, Zanaya Stovall, who turned 17, honey. Ooh, auntie getting old. I am officially the old rich auntie, honey. My niece turned 17 on New Year's Eve, and coincidentally, right around the corner when you guys get this, it will be my youngest niece's birthday. She'll be turning 14, the diva, Elena, who is really, really coming into her own, and she is becoming quite the premier dancer, darling. So I want to send a huge shout out to y'all know those are my babies. Y'all have seen them before. God, I can't believe I'm getting old. But you know what? I still look good. And so does their mama. Shout out to my sister Shannon. Anyway, so listen. Back to Zoron Mandami. So Zoron Mandami, he made history. He is the first Muslim Southeast Asian African-born leader. And also the youngest in over a century. He was sworn in a few moments after 12 on New Year's by New York Attorney General Letitia James at a decommissioned subway close to City Hall. It's to symbol his promise to the people to improve public transit. He was also sworn in using a Quran passed down to him from his grandfather, with his beautiful wife by his side, Rama Duwaji. At his actual inaugural ceremony, we saw AOC give a speech and Bernie Sanders officially swear him in. I couldn't help but look at old Bernie sitting in the back while Zoron was talking, and the look on his face, the admiration on his face, it's got to feel so good, especially with all the bullshit that's going on in this country right now, which we're getting ready to get to in a minute. for his dream, for him to be able, at his age, to be able to see his dreams come true and his dreams for this country, you know, taking one major step forward. So as much as it's about Mandami, it's also about Bernie Sanders too, because this is what he's been fighting for the majority of his life. Bernie Sanders has been in politics for Jesus. I think he even marched with Martin Luther King, for crying out loud. I mean, he was a young man then, but Jesus, that was a long time ago. Also, the celebration did not come without some controversy. So Rama, his beautiful wife, who we talked about on the last episode, who had that gorgeous spread in the cut, styled by Jessica Willis, by the way, shout out to my girl. A lot of people had stuff to say about it. Even the New York Post, with this ridiculous, I can't find it. With this ridiculous headline here. Petulant and ungrateful New York City's First Lady deflates when asked about moving to the Upper East Side. Listen. What? Oh, and let us not forget Miss Caroline Ku Klux Kant Levitt, who is birthing another demon spawn with Grandpa over there, talking about her $600 boots. Honey, Caroline, I know you're pregnant, so I'm going to go light on you tonight. I know you don't understand the way fashion works, judging upon those ill-fitted garments that you wear, but in the real world, when people actually like you and they want to dress you, most of the stuff that she had on was rented. So there's that. Good luck on your pregnancy. I hope the baby doesn't come out looking as old as your goddamn husband. Bitch. So, and listen, I don't think that I did say on the last episode that I think that their tenure as mayor and first lady of New York is going to be smooth sailing. And I still believe that as it pertains to them personally. But the mudslinging is going to happen. I mean, the unrest over him being sworn in with the Quran. Oh my God. Even in the town in which I live, even the black folks was like, but we got to use the Bible. We got to use the Bible. Well, listen, they're using the Bible to do a lot of shit that ain't good. So, you know what? I don't mind a little Qurani Ron. Anyway, I hope that wasn't disrespectful. I was making it funny. So, listen, I am elated to see this, especially with all the foolala that's been going on over the weekends. We're getting ready to get into that now. So, listen. Trump has, taken over Venezuela. Everybody's in an uproar. I gotta light a cigarette for this. Everybody's in an uproar. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's pontificating over it. Where the fuck were y'all at when you could read Project 2025? This is what he said he was gonna do. And you know what? I'm gonna be really, really honest with you guys. At this point, I'm not even mad at Trump. I posted a reel when I was doing my glam on Instagram, and I said, ironically, this is January 6th. 5 years ago today is when we watched all of y'all melatonin MAGAs run up to the Capitol from different states, mind you, smear shit on the walls, carry on, kill people, trample people, bust windows, tear up priceless artifacts, go into them people's office, all because Dingleberry Don was mad because he lost the election. But now that he's taken your health care, well, not taken it, but made it astronomically unaffordable, the prices of groceries have skyrocketed since he's been in office. He's pulling all kind of funding. Your kids is catching the measles from here to the and yon. And now, y'all want to sit home and play with y'all cocks? What the fuck is everybody else supposed to do? I ain't getting up till everybody else get up. You ain't gonna have me like Tina Marie out on a limb by myself. Everybody has a part to play in this. The man is 900 fucking years old. He shits himself, for crying out loud. The bitch has a catheter. He doesn't even know his left from his right at this point. How hard would it be for Hakeem Jeffries? And I don't know. It doesn't even have to be Hakeem Jeffries. How hard could it be for one of them, 2 or 3 of them Democrats to roll up in the Oval Office and just tell that motherfucker, listen, you done got your money. You done had your fun. It's time for y'all to wrap this up. How hard would it be? Pick him up by both of his arms very nicely and gently and just guide him on to Shady Pines. Now, as for JD Vanity and Erica Kirk and who's that crazy bald one? Miller. I can't think of his first name. Miller with his crazy ass. He is insane. I can't think of his first name. Miller. Stephen Miller. That motherfucker is insane. Have you seen that bitch and his wife? Now, we talked about, I can't remember what episode it was that we talked about. Oh, I think we were talking about Nicki Minaj and how, she was riding Trump's coattails, MAGA Mammy Minaj, about him saving Christians in Haiti. And I said something about Haiti and Venezuela being, close to each other. And if, the MAGA administration could infiltrate Haiti, or even if Haiti would let them occupy a certain space, that would get them that much closer to Venezuela. I believe, they bombed Nigeria on Christmas Day. I mean, it's just all over the place. Like, this is past a joke. And then they get up on the news and they lie straight to your fucking face. And it's a subsect of Americans that are still riding with this. And they're not even rich. I don't understand this. This is our civil rights movement. Martin Luther King didn't get shit done sitting down at home on YouTube. Oh. Well, you know what I mean. Come on. Who is going to do something here? We have Zoron Mandami. We have Jasmine Crockett. We have AOC. We're holding on tight to Bernie Sanders because he ain't no spring chicken. We still got Nancy Pelosi who's, sparking a flame here and there, but she's not working anymore. We got Hakeem Mumblemouth Jeffries, but does everybody have something is everybody have something to gain from this? What the fuck is going on here? They're pirates. They are pirating their way, and now he's talking about, we've got to have Greenland. We've got to take over this Colombia, Cuba. Them taking over Venezuela is about oil. If they get the oil, then they can sit up here and play in your face again and pretend like, the economy is doing great. Because the minute they get their hands on some oil, the American economy is going to be inflated out the motherfucking wazoo. Not only that, ironically, let me take another pull. Oh, it's not lit. Well, ironically, those voting machines that we use when we go down there to, cast our ballots? I didn't know, but they're from Venezuela. Not only did he take over Venezuela, but he brought President Maduro over with him. He kidnapped another president. Now listen, President Maduro, who's not even really a president because he stole the election, he's just another version of Trump. He was just actually successful. So I find it funny that we got the trash detaining the trash. I mean, what the fuck is going on here? And if Trump is able to go in and snatch the president of Venezuela up because he don't like what kind of panties he had on that day, or he wants something from them, who's stopping anybody from coming over here and snatching Trump up? Or who's to say Trump don't go to, I don't know, Nigeria and snatch the president of Nigeria up? I mean, there's no checks and balances here. Where is Congress? Before you do something like that, you have to check in with Congress. You just can't go dropping bombs over Baghdad all willy-nilly like this. And they know this. And for those of you who may see this that still believe this man is doing the right thing for this country, bitch, wake up. It is almost too late. Shit is really getting real out here. And the way they get on the news and lie, as if we can't see it plain as day. Meanwhile, what's going on with these Epstein files? Because I've been hearing little sprinklings of things. I'm not even going to repeat them. But I've been hearing little sprinklings of things. And it's just like, he does whatever he needs to do to escape accountability. And it's a lot of people out here doing that shit. It ain't just MAGA trying to escape accountability and get away with anything they want to. It's a whole lot of motherfuckers out here trying to escape accountability. While I was in Glam, I saw that he is pulling $10 billion of funding from 4 blue states for childcare and I think or it's like school lunches, the school lunches for children. $10 billion. You melatonin magnets that still believe this shit, y'all better wake up and smell the coffee and go get y'all money. What y'all gonna do when he decides one day that he doesn't like the smell of old people and now y'all ain't got Medicare? Now y'all can't get Medicare, and I'm going to take their Social Security. They smell so awful. While he sits up in there in his shitty-ass pamper, and his catheter, and his swollen ankles. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything else. Oh, and you know what else I find kind of funny? Did y'all see the videos of Maduro walking through New York? They got him in New York, you know. He's saying Happy New Year to the people. He was just as cool as a cucumber. That motherfucker finna sing like a motherfucking canary, cop a plea, and be on the next thing smoking. Then they say, we're going to take control over Venezuela. How the hell are you going to take control of Venezuela when you can't even control your boss's bowels? Not to mention, they already got people over there. The person that ran against Maduro the last time, who actually won the election, she's over there and she has the support of the people. Who the fuck does America think they are? How long are you going to rape and pillage other people's countries of their natural resources just because you don't have any? Soybeans. Great. Get over yourself. I am so sick of this shit. I've been living my life. I have not been paying attention to the news. I just started paying attention to the news because I knew I was going to come back this week. But I haven't been paying attention. I don't give a fuck. Why should I care? I got life to live. We all got life to live. And listen, one thing that's promised to every one of us in this life is death. So, if that's what's to become of it, so be it. But I'm going to have a good goddamn time on the way out. And so should the rest of you. Because everybody everybody, Democrats, independents, regular Republicans, MAGA Republicans, everybody knows what the fuck is going on, yet nobody is doing anything. So why the fuck do y'all keep on getting on TV telling us about it? Just do it. Shut the fuck up about it. And then on top of all of that, they done did something funny with the mail route. So now when you go to do a mail-in ballot, it's not going to count because it's the dates aren't going to be right. They done something with the dates on the voting on the mail routes. So when you do vote, he said out loud today, "Oh, I know that if we don't win the midterms, I'm going to get impeached." This has got to be the most coonish, buffoonish motherfucking presidential administration I have ever seen in my lifetime or ever even heard about. Can we dig Nixon up out the grave and put him back in office? It's exhausting. I've only been paying attention to the news for the last 3 days, and I am exhausted. Y'all go out there and live your life. Don't worry about this shit. You know what to do. When it's time, when everybody decides to buck the system and stand up for what's right, then I'll wake the fuck up and grab my sign and do what I gotta do. Then we'll all do what we gotta do. But until then, honey, I gotta get my nails done. I gotta take my hormones. I mean, I have to be fabulous. I don't have time. We don't have time. If y'all not gonna do nothing about it, shut the fuck up. Anyway. I'm not gonna dwell too much on that because we have another issue. And I'm going to stay on this for a while because I'm seeing a call for accountability online, and the call from accountability is coming from queer black people towards black cisgender heterosexual women. And I'm going to use this next story as an example. Ooh, this lisp, honey. I'm going to use this next story as an example. And then I'm going to go from there. I want you to take a look at social media comedian Lala Iman, who is currently under fire for her recent comments in an interview about her ex and father of her child, model Tyler Parker. Now, it's 3 videos. Okay, and I want you to watch them all because I really want to delve deep into this because we don't have time for this bullshit, okay? So, here we go. And take a look.
I was in a relationship before. My homegirl, y'all know her, she actually trying to get me to start dating women.
Gay!
The thing is, I had to tell her, I said, I'm a little bit nervous about that because when it comes to book bags and stuff, honey, that scares me,
Why does that scare you? Book bags. Back.
Dora the Explorer, the backpack, get the strap. I'm just not used to attaching, detaching, and stuff like that. A book bag that's a lot for me.
We can choose our size.
See, that's a lot for me. So in that, I was learning about women and dating and all that kind of stuff. Like she said, they could choose their sizes and stuff.
Okay.
Like
that's the first video, which nobody else found problematic, but I did. Let's take a look at the second.
Same time, I was like, you know what? Maybe it's not that bad because as far as I'm concerned, I already dated a woman. Okay.
What? When you did? Wait. When was this?
My baby mama Yes, child. It wasn't actually a woman, but the characteristics and stuff, like that. You get what I'm saying? What? Ain't no. Listen, feminine men exist. You know what I'm saying? So, with that, it's one of those things to where I was like, it might not be that bad because I was already in a freaking. I was already homo. Okay.
So, Lala. Number one, the child that she had with the man that she's speaking of, Tyler, is in her arms as she's talking. Her child is old enough to understand what she's saying. I mean, the child speaks several different languages. Okay? She dotes on him online all the time. Black women, y'all gotta stop doing this. Immediately, people in the comments was like, oh, this is homophobic, the usual. And of course, everybody was like, oh, it's just jokes. She was just being funny. That's her baby daddy. I saw a lot of the butch queens, and I'm finding the butch queens to be real problematic. Not all, but a lot. Y'all are getting to be a little problematic. Because I saw y'all in the comments, well, we already knew that. We already knew that. Until somebody comes out and tells you that they are gay or they are bisexual, that's none of your business to assume. And I'm going to tell you something. When y'all butch queens do that, I really hope y'all know how messy y'all look. And you're pushing a narrative that's not doing you any justice. Because they think y'all are all like that. And when I say they, I'm talking about the hetero black folks. You are feeding into a stereotype when you cast these judgments on these men who have never said anything about their sexuality. They've shown you nothing but them being heterosexual. So why are you jumping in the comments as a butch queen, just being a messy queen? Why? Now, some might say I'm being a little sensitive, but I don't feel like I am. Because anytime a white person can't sit up on a podcast and make watermelon jokes without somebody calling Ben Crump. So if you're demanding that level of respect from the other, why can't you give that same level of respect to your own? Another thing that I found problematic about it was the butch lesbian in the background. She's also a social media comedian. Her name is Easy. And I don't like the way she was talking about lesbians, as if like, oh, when all else fails, I can go. I'll just be a lesbo. Talking about the straps in the book bag. That's such again, pushing a stereotype. Not all lesbians walk around with a strap in their backpack. And I'm going to touch on queer people for a minute. The problem I'm starting to see with queer people is y'all want to, much like a lot of black people want to assimilate to whiteness, y'all want to assimilate to heterosexuals by any means necessary, even if it means making a fool out of yourself. Easy, you look like a desperate diesel dagger standing back there. Yeah. Do you know that's the narrative that they paint of you when you're not in the room? To speak like this about the father of your child in front of his son is deplorable. To do it in front of tens of thousands, while tens of thousands of people are watching, is even more deplorable. And I have been seeing, before I go into it, after Lala Iman faced all the backlash, being the manly stud that she is, Easy decided to clap back at the haters. Take a look at this.
Hey, dang, man. Like, shit don't gotta be that serious. Like, y'all be so parasocial. And then it be parasocial in the toxic ways too. You know what I'm saying? So let people be free and be able to talk, you know what I'm saying, without y'all making it what it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Because then y'all be making shit more difficult for people. You know what I'm saying? And Lala didn't tell me to get on stream. I just noticed it because I seen something on X. And, you know, it was on my streaming platform, obviously Twitch, and that's my friend, you know? So I kind of just wanted to address that and just like, you know, like that ain't like, she literally was just being funny, bro. Literally was just being funny. Y'all gotta chill, okay? Lala is cool as fuck, and y'all don't gotta always take stuff out of context, okay?
Easy, do you realize that that's the same jargon that white people use when they get caught saying something about black people that's insensitive? Do you realize that when that white woman was at the Cinnabon harassing those Muslim customers, that's why that same jargon is the reason why that woman who lost her job was able to put up a GoFundMe and receive, I believe it was like $50,000. The way some of you queer black people cape for heterosexual black people that are insensitive and downright homophobic, it goes over my head. It really does. But back to Miss Lala Iman. And I'm going to talk to black cishet women as a whole. I came across a live featuring hairstylist extraordinaire, who I'm a fan of hers. She's also personal hairstylist and makeup artist to T.S. Madison, Jaya Bolden, and former Love and Hip Hop star Tokyo Vanity. And they were talking about, Jaya had posted a video, and it was about, you know, the things that cishet black women do to us as trans women and as, you know, more the effeminate butch queens, and how they don't take accountability for it. And Tokyo Vanity was just, honey, she was just going around in circles, honey. I was just like, girl, get to the point. And I have been seeing a lot of gay men and trans women lately. The new thing is, you know, y'all black women need to take accountability for how you treat us. And the response from a lot of black women is, that ain't true. Ain't nobody thinking about y'all. It ain't about y'all. Y'all just being dramatic. Y'all just being sensitive. We don't do nothing to y'all. And Tokyo Vanity said, you know, they were talking about men. That's what it was. They were talking about men and why men are, you know, some of them choose to be on the down low. And, you know, Jaya Bolden was saying, you know, it has a lot to do with the women. And Tokyo Vanity had the nerve to say, they don't give a fuck what we think. They care what they homeboys think. It's not about us. I gotta light another cigarette. Ooh, because, honey, just thinking about it makes me laugh. Ladies, and I saw a lot of black women agreeing with her. First of all, ladies, ooh, I'm trying to light my cigarette with this because I can't find my regular lighter. Okay, cut me a fucking break. Okay, it's a new year, same bitch, just new goals. Ladies, I know y'all not finna play that card. And before I say anything else, I completely understand that black women are the least appreciated, the most overworked, They're expected the most, society expects the most from them, whether it be, in the white space, at work, at home. Black women are constantly pulled in several different directions. They're mistreated and they're disrespected, and I fully understand that, and I stand by you with that. Like most queer people do. But that does not give you an excuse to mistreat another marginalized group of people. It just doesn't. And since you need to be reminded of some of the things that you do, because I'm currently going through something similar, since you need to be reminded, so y'all ain't never had a gay best friend who confided in you and told you that they slept with somebody because they couldn't tell anybody else, and you turned around and betrayed your friend and told the man? Y'all mean to tell me that you don't know a girl that has liked a boy, and because the boy didn't like her, she went back and told him that her friend said, well, I don't want you anyway because my old Larry over here said he had you already, knowing that Larry never said that? Let's talk about it. So you mean to tell me that some of y'all women have never misgendered a trans girl on purpose constantly? You mean to tell me that a lot of you black women specifically don't know another black woman who has outed a trans person before she got a chance to first? You don't know a female that has put a trans woman in harm's way? Really? And then to say that men, and then to act like that men don't care what y'all think. Let me let y'all in on a little secret. Seeing as how I used to be a man. Men will, when a man's proximity to something that he wants is threatened, he will say and do whatever he needs to do to keep that proximity. Men that like pussy, once that proximity to pussy is threatened, they gonna do whatever they gonna have to do. They are going to do whatever they have to do to keep that proximity, even if it means killing a trans woman. Because why? That's where the buck stops with a lot of black women. I see black women taking men back after they cheat with their friend. I done seen black women raising other women's kids after the man done cheated on them. I done seen some of y'all women working 2 and 3 motherfucking jobs while your niggas sit at home all day. We're not gonna sit here and act like y'all are completely innocent, because you're not. And I say that with love and respect. I really do. And this is a perfect example of that. Here's a picture of Mr. Tyler. I don't see anything gay about this. He's a model. He's well kept. Metrosexual? Oh, absolutely. But judging by this picture, I don't know if that man likes sucking dick or not. That man ain't never came out and said, I like men too. And why is it that when a man doesn't want you, immediately it's using gay against him as a pejorative? Why? Some of you females do that a lot. The whole, I don't think a man should have a male barber. I don't think a man should take bubble baths. I don't think a man should use a loofah. I don't think a man should eat a banana unless he break it off. Oh, a man don't need to eat a banana. Who started all of that? Because it wasn't the men. And the older I get, the more I'm starting to realize that the men, if you take the women out the middle of it, most of the men don't give a fuck. If it's not their thing, They cool with you as long as you don't cross that line with them. Now, there are some men who are overly homophobic, but we know what that's about. Their dicks are hard, and they don't like why. Hey, I'm in a situation right now where a girl that I thought was not a friend per se, but an associate, told a man that I almost had to fight a couple months ago that I told her that I fucked him, which I never said. And it got back to me. Are we really going to act like females don't do that type of shit? I think that the solution here is to just own it. I think the majority of queer people would just be fine if you just owned it and apologized. And we're not excusing the men for what they do to us or you. 9 times out of 10, when something comes out about y'all, just like, this whole Clarissa Shields thing, I see a bunch of queer people coming to her defense, especially trans women. When it came to when it comes to Venus and Serena Williams, I see a lot of queer people coming to their defense, far more than the men. And yes, men do, they do get influenced by other men. But, there's a saying that says, my mom used to say, the man is the head, but the woman is the neck. I hear a lot of y'all girls say pussy run the world. Does it only count when it's convenient for you? This is Karen-like behavior. To act like this shit does not happen. It's Karen-like behavior. And for you to do this, for you to say that in front of your son, I just thought that was whack as fuck. You're whack as hell, and I don't give a fuck if it was a joke, because it's not funny. Black people have been using queer black people as the punchline for too long, and queer black people are tired of it. We already got white people using all of us as the punchline. We saw that at the Streamer Awards with Kai Cenat, and when they made a fool out of Kai Cenat and all them boys. We really need to band together. And I had a thought. I was like, where does homophobia stem from? Oh, religion. And when we talk about the black church, yes, the majority of pastors within the black church are men. Last time I checked, I could be wrong. But when we talk about the black church, honey, there would be no black church if it was no black women. Queer people are not your problem, black women. In fact, queer people are your allies, your biggest allies, black women. Queer people are your biggest allies. Yet, to a lot of you, it's disposable. And it's really a shame. I've told you stories. I've had friends. I had a friend of 10 years that did me like that for no reason. And she did it. I had just got finished defending her from getting slapped upside her head by her baby daddy in front of her kids in front of me. And she still fucked me over on some homophobic shit. Let the father of her child tell people he does not trust me around their son because I'm trans now. A 10-year friendship. So we're not going to act like this shit doesn't happen. And I know other queer people that it's happened to. A lot of black females do little passive aggressive, homophobic, transmissive things that stir the pot, that make a lot of these men that do want to be with us, that do like us, feel like they can't, because if it doesn't work out with us, they can't go back to you. They'll never be able to date a woman again. Because why? A lot of the time, y'all women say, well, I just can't do it. I mean, I ain't trying to catch nothing. I mean, I just... And everybody's entitled to their preference. But when you speak about it in that way and put shame on top of it, that's what keeps people in the closet. That's a part of what keeps people in the closet. It's not the only thing. Because the men do play a part in it too. But Lala Iman, this story is just more proof. Even just like the story of the girl that we talked about a couple episodes ago that verbally accosted him, physically and verbally harassed that gay guy in the store because she didn't like what he had on. Come on. Own up to it. Take accountability for it. So we could all move on, hold hands, and fight what's getting ready to come up against us as black people as a whole. Because we in danger, girl. I love black women. I love being around black women. My whole transition is inspired by black women. My mother is a black woman. But that does not mean I'm going to lie flat on my motherfucking stomach and let you use my back as a welcome mat. Because you got somebody using your back as a welcome mat. It ain't gonna happen. It's not going to happen. Even the slightest tinge of disrespect is getting checked. The same way the slightest tinge of disrespect that I see from a man towards any one of you is going to get checked. 2026, it's all about checks and balances, bitch. Anyway. And I don't think Lala Iman is homophobic. I don't. I think that whatever happened, transpired between her and her baby daddy, it hurt her. And she is going to use the worst thing she could possibly use to hurt him. And what's worse to a black man than being called gay? And that's the problem right there. I'm saying it with love. Anyway, before I go, I want to talk about two beautiful stories. One about a black woman. I want to send a huge congratulations to Victoria Scott Miller and her sons on the reopening of their first ever black-owned bookstore in North Carolina. It's called Liberation Station. It's focused on books for children and adults by black authors. Now, the reason why this is so important is because sadly the bookstore was forced to close because of ongoing racism and threats towards I don't know if she's married, but so I'll just call her Miss Miller, and unfortunately her sons. But because of the support of the community, her GoFundMe page went through the roof. And she got to reach, I think she reached beyond her $60,000 that she was asking for. And this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. When we come together, these crackers can't stop us, y'all. And they know that. And that's why they do all of these things to stop us. But once we hold hands like this, what can they do? Ooh, excuse me, this tea. It's Long Island tea, honey. I needed a stiff drink. What can they do? And I remember this story, and I remember thinking, like, damn, We can't even have a bookstore? Are you serious? And it was coming from people from other states. It wasn't just people in North Carolina. So I am really glad to see the community come together as a whole and really help this woman, because what she's doing is giving back to her community. You know, they're banning all kinds of books for Black children. So she is giving to the children of her community. This is beyond important. Another story I want to touch on is this one. The Gaza medical students graduate despite 2 years of war. More than 200 medical students celebrate their graduation on the yard. And if you look behind them, all you see is ruin. These graduates face so much. I just saw the story and it brought me to tears today. I mean, even some of their classmates that were supposed to be graduating alongside of them, they didn't make it through. They're no longer with us. Some of their teachers are no longer with us. Some of the medical professionals that they were supposed to be shadowing are no longer with them. This is what MAGA is fighting against. And against all odds, look at what we can accomplish. Black and brown people. We don't have time to be fighting with each other. These two stories that I'm giving you right now are a great example of this. And this year I want to focus more on positive stories. I read to my people for filth. And it's out of love. I read the crackers for filth. It ain't out of love, it's out of disgust, but hey. But when it comes to my people, I'm hard on my people because we can do so much better. Look at this. A whole performance, a whole graduation ceremony in the middle of all of that chaos, rubble and destroyed buildings. The memory of seeing your loved ones dead on the side of those roads, and they still graduated. Still. Anyway, I love y'all. Happy New Year. The bitch is back. Ciao.